Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deck profile for the One Piece TCG. My name's Beacon. Hope you're having a great day. This is for the new starter deck 14 leader Luffy, black, 5 life, 5k power. Don times 1, all of your characters gain 1 cost. So the theme of this deck, if you haven't seen it before, is raising the cost of our characters to get additional benefits, get some better plays than traditionally would allow for our Don. We'll kind of get into it. And then also, if we have an 8 cost character or higher, this leader becomes a 6k leader, which is pretty good because it's for your opponent's turn 2. It is a little bit slower because of that fact. You know, we have to, most of our leader ability only becomes online once we get to at least a 6 Don turn, or 7 Don, I should say. Then we can kind of get this active. But firstly, make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video. I've been trying so many profiles. As you can tell, ST14 Luffy is the name of the list because I had a completely different list. Then I tried to dip this one, tweaked it a bunch, added a bunch of different tech things. This list probably is not most optimal. It actually just mirrors what I have in terms of availability of cards in real life, because I want to take this to a local soon. So I would definitely off the bat probably run maybe more Isho, probably take out the 10-drop Kuzan. But let's get into the deck profile. There's a few staples that I do think any list should run. We've got 4 copies of the 3-drop EBO1 Brook, 4k power, 1k counter. On play when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters, -1 cost for the turn, then KO one of your opponent's cost 0 characters. Really great. We do have a few options to get pretty big minusing, so we can help KO some big characters with this. Next, one of our 2k counters, 1-drop Suru. On play, give up one of your opponent's characters, -2 cost for the turn. Great 2k counter. Next, one of the spots that I would definitely have some wiggle room. I've tested 2 copies of the 6 cost Brook that places something into trash. I would test out the 4-drop Kuzan. This deck needs a lot of draw power, so I think Kuzan would probably fit better here. It's a little slow, but if it sticks, it's great. Again, coupling with the 3-drop Brook. So definitely, if you got the Kuzans, probably put them in here, maybe. Next, I've got 1 10-drop Kuzan. This does feel really great into Enel, any kind of like stally deck that plays really, really big bodies consistently. Having everything just be -5 cost is pretty good, but we do have Isho to kind of be a miniature version of that. So definitely not too great having a 10-drop in the deck, because you need to attach 1 Don to lead for the 6k power. So just 1 copy of that. Again, might take that out soon. Constantly kind of been tweaking this all morning. Next, we've got 2 copies of Isho, the 8-drop 9k power. Don times 1, you return all of your opponent's characters, get -3 to their cost, and then on play, if your opponent has 6 or more cards, you get to choose 2 cards to trash from their hand at random. Pretty great if they have. I mean, honestly, by the time you're at 8 Don, like 6 cards in hand isn't crazy, so most of the time this will hit. Next, we got 4 Sabo blockers, 5 Don, 6k power, 1k counter. Blocker, on play, none of your characters can be KO'd by effect until the start of your next turn, and then you draw 2, trash 2. Great cycle, great way to fill up your trash if you need it. This deck doesn't really need too much. We do run the Rebecca to get back some things, mainly just the Brook, but you can use it to fish for more pieces that you need. Next, we've got a 2k counter, the 3-drop Bartolomeo, blocker, but mainly a 2k counter. I've seen some decks lean more heavily into the Dressrosa package, even running the Rebecca Searcher. That's definitely a possibility, and if you like it, I would say run it, because we do have a lot of Dressrosa characters that we can fit into the deck. So it's maybe worth checking out, but just a 2k counter. Next, we got 4 of the 1-legged soldier, 2k counter, 2-drop. Activate main, send this character to the trash, give up one of your opponent's characters -3. -3 is pretty good. And again, if they don't have a way to get rid of it, we can play it out on an earlier turn to save for a later combo. You know, if we know we're going to get up to our 5 Don turn and we can play out like a Sanji, this could be a good way to KO a bigger body. But a 2k counter also. Next, we got 4 copies of Rebecca, the blocker, 4 Don, 0k power, 1k counter. On play, return 1 black character other than Rebecca with a cost of 3 to 7 from your trash to your hand, then play one cost 3 or less character, black character, from your hand to the field, rested. So we can play out Brook, you know, if we're comboing something to KO. It is also a way we can get back our Sabo blocker, you know, to play it out again. Our Sanji is a thing we can get back. Can't play it out, you know, but these are pieces that we can take back later. Next, we've got 3 copies of Sabo, the 8-drop, 9k power. On play, trash 1 card from your hand, and then you can KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, and then one with a cost of 3 or less. Again, playing this a turn after Isho is a great way to clear some big buys off the board. You know, giving -3 means we can KO an 8 and a 5 instead of a 5 and a 3, you know? So pretty good. And then without our leader ability buffing him up by 1 cost, these 8 drops automatically get us that 8 cost character on board for our 1k power. So next we've got 4 copies of the 5 cost 6k power Sanji, one of the newer cards from the deck. On play, if you have a cost 6 or greater character, KO one of your opponent's 5 or less. Now, if you have the stage on the board already, he becomes a 6 cost as soon as he hits the board, so his on play works. Also, if you have a Don attached to your leader, giving all of your characters +1, this works as well. So as long as you are on your 5 Don turn and have this on the board already, or if you're on your 6 Don turn, attach one to leader and then play him out, you can KO a 5 cost, which is really good to do pretty early. Next, we've got the 6 cost 7k power 1k counter Robin. On play when attacking, if you have an 8 cost or above character on the field, give one of your opponent's characters -5 cost during this turn. It is great, but you have to set it up a little early because of the fact that it's 6 cost. So we need Brook in our hand. That's the only KO card we can really play with this. Sanji, too high of a cost, so we're a little bit limited, but it is just a really great card, right? It's a better, like, stat-wise Kuzan, so it's going to be a little bit harder for our opponent to remove, especially if we play it out and then increase our character's cost. With this becomes a 7 cost, so can't just Gravity Blade, you know? Gonna have to, like, Red Rock or use a bit more resources to get rid of it. So definitely want to play it out a little bit earlier. Next, running our events, we've got 3 Ice Age. Give one of your opponent's characters -5 cost. Great way to just KO anything pretty much with a Sabo. Next, we've got 3 copies of the I Have My Crew. This is, I like it for the draw power. Main, draw 1 card. After this, give one of your characters +3 cost to the for your opponent's next turn. So basically draw a card and help us get our 6k power online a bit earlier. Next, we got 4 copies of the stage, the Thousand Sunny. Your black characters with the Straw Hat Crew type have +1 cost, and then on play, if your leader has Straw Hat Crew type, draw 1 card. Great way to cycle, and then, yeah, like I said, having this early really helps unlock some of our characters' abilities, mainly just the Sanji to KO something a bit earlier. Really great, but again, drawing a card, this deck needs a lot of draw power and cycle, so definitely 4 copies of this feels great. Again, there's a ton of wiggle room in some of the tech choices for this. The ratios would change. I definitely want to run one more Isho, but I'm testing this out before I bring it to a locals, so this is my current deck list. Let me know what you think. Let's get into some games. All right, ooh, we've got the other starter deck, Luffy. So I'm still wondering first or second. I'm probably going to take second from him. Yes, I know I want to hit that 8 drop fast. I might keep this just for the Isho. However, the fact that we need another Don to get that 6k power, like, I feel like if we're going even, we're just kind of missing that out a little bit, but it does help us KO something with Sanji, I guess. Because even if we don't have stage, we got that extra Don. Okay, so we just take, and then hopefully we draw into a 4 Don play. The reason I have the Borsalino blockers is there was a bit of a lack of 4 Don plays. I don't even want to hit him, really. We can do that and then play out our blocker, Barto. I really don't like playing him out as a blocker. He's so easy to get rid of. But we do have a Rebecca in hand, so we can get him back. And in case he just stacks a bunch of Don to swing at us again, it's just a block to get out of it. And he can't use Rocket Luffy just yet. But he plays out his Sabo because he's at 3 life. He wouldn't get the effect, right? I think it's 2 life. Next turn, we can play out our Sabo. So yeah, I don't think this leader is as good as Black Yellow Luffy, right? This just has a lot more consistency with what it can do. But we'll still attach a Donda leader. And then we'll use ours. Let's see. This is always a conundrum. I have a lot of 2Ks. I don't think I need as many 2Ks. We're going to have to rely on our blockers if we want to counter out of anything, really. And I do have 2 blockers out on field. So I'm going to just get rid of 2 2Ks. I want to get to 8 Don, just play out Isho, rip 2 cards. Hopefully they're Gecko Morias. Honestly, just give me 2 Geckos out of hand. That'd be great. But let me know if you've been trying out this leader. It seems pretty fun, you know? A lot of Lucci running around, Gecko Moria, Black Yellow Luffy. So I think at least we got the, you know, buffing our characters. Oh. Buffing our characters. Oh, what do I want to get rid of? Honestly, the Brook, because I can get it back with Rebecca. The fact that we buff our character's cost helps us in the Black Mirror match. I think I'm going to block out because I don't need him right now. And I'm just going to Isho next turn to rip 2 cards. That's going to be my play. And that's fine. Okay, so yeah, no swing. We just Isho, rip 2 cards. We got a Perona and an Ice Age. That's great because, you know, I don't think he has any way to... Well, he could use a Gecko Moria to bring back a Perona, but really, 2 cards he's not going to get back most likely. So a 2K counter and the Ice Age definitely helps. You know, the Ice Age... Okay, well, you know, when you got it, you got it. You know, I got to give it to him. He had it. He had it. But he's at 3 life, so he has to at least take a life before you can use Rocket Luffy. That is unfortunate that we're going to lose this. Okay. That is unfortunate. Yeah. The next turn we can just KO his Sabo. Well, no. I need a stage. Block. Okay. I need a stage. I haven't found any of my stage. So I could, if I had stage, I could Sanji KO his either or, and then, do I use Rebecca now? Get back Brook? I don't know. It's been a while since I played any black deck, honestly. Very rusty. I think I want to cycle. I think I do want to cycle. So I want to play Sabo out. So let's see. At least 1 on lead. Because I can pressure the Perona, maybe get a card out of hand. And then, yeah, I could get Brook back. I don't know why I need him. But awkward position. I could also... Getting out Robin would be pretty good too. Because I got rid of 1 Ice Age. He used another. You know, he gives up the Perona. Obviously probably not going to use cards to defend that. I think we established a couple of blockers. I think that's actually what we do. Take back the Brook, obviously. Do I play it out, though? I mean, what, KO the Flampe? I don't really need it, but I could use him next turn if I play out the Robin. I'll have the Dawn to use her leader or her ability probably. If I get something else to boost cost, that is. Which hopefully we find it with this. We do. Cool. We find another Sabo. So I'll get rid of one Sanji. And I guess one Toy Soldier. Okay. Alright. That's not the worst. Okay, because now we have our combo for next turn. I can use Brook to KO something. 6 cost, which is pretty good, I guess. And then establish a 7k body. Also depends what we draw next turn. He's bringing out his Sabo. Okay, so I can't KO anything. A lot of Sabo. There's going to be a lot of Sabos. There's going to be a lot of Sabos in this game. He's still got 5 Dawn. He's a 7k leader, and he's got 1 life left. Depends on what he plays. He could always... Okay, nothing else coming out this turn. I think we just Rebecca block. Jeez, do I want to counter out for this? Kind of. I'm going to give the 2/2Ks. I still have a plan for... Okay, there's a stage, so we can get... maybe something good. A Brook. I was hoping for another E-show. That's why I need to bump that up to 3. Honestly, 4 is pretty good for this deck. Do I Sabo again? I can Brook Sabo, you know, and then I've got... I don't know. Huh. Let's see. What does he got in his trash? Like, if I swing heavy into a Sabo and he takes it, like, he just needs Gekomori to get it back. But it does make it a little bit harder, right? Yeah, no, because he still has a life, so he would have to use some Dawn, form of Dawn to go down to 0, then get, yeah. So maybe that's not bad right now, and then we'll Sabo again, just drawing into 2/2Ks. Here's the thing. I'll get rid of 1 2K, and then a Brook. I don't know if Brook's that valuable in this matchup to have 2. I don't think so. I'm looking for my big bodies, but I'm not finding them. I've Saboed 3 times, drew 1 for that's at 7. We got pretty far down in our deck. Interesting game. Interesting game. Definitely seems like we need our E-show for this matchup. Definitely seems like that's the plan. Or, you know, the Kuzan, the 10-drop Kuzan, because that even escapes the Rocket Luffy, because Ice Age and Rocket Luffy only gets a 9-drop. Right? Because I think Rocket Luffy gets a 4 cost. So uses the Flampe, so yeah, no Gecko this turn. See what he plays out. We've got 3 blockers. So if he doesn't play out another Sabo, we can KO one of his blockers, maybe, with Robin and Brook. And I would like to establish Robin because she is my biggest body that I have right now, like the 7k. The Sabos are good. I probably won't block out with them. Okay, so yeah, no blocker. Bring out the Luffy and Ace. Huh. Seven at us, and then we've got... I think I block give 2k here, because then... Yeah. 3 Dawn left over. Okay, so how much counter do you have? How much counter do you have? If I stack 15, that's 14. Take that. Okay, there's the E-show. If I stack 10 and swing 16 into 9, that's 11, 13, 15. They would all have to be 2k counter. Maybe he underestimated that. Maybe he didn't think that I would just stack all on a Sabo blocker. Because I think this probably gets me there. Unless he's got all 2Ks, which I don't... It's unlikely. Okay, yeah, GG. He had 1, 3. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Your opponent might not swing with their blockers. All right, we've got... Oh, Croc. I think, again, we'll... I like this going first curve. Honestly, that's not bad. Being able to establish Brook kind of early doesn't feel awful either. We've got 2 ways to draw. Hopefully we get a Sabo. All right, we get Sanji. So yeah, now on our 5 Dawn turn, we can KO a 5k or 5 cost body, which is pretty good. Or with Brook on the board, we can give a 6k body or a 6 cost body. Boop. So yeah, they have to be a 1 cost to KO with just Brook effect alone. That is fine with me. I can take this, and then I'm still at 4 life because you have to be 3 or less. Yeah. So what I can do now is swing and then KO. That's the benefit of being a 5 health leader, at least. Boom, bam. It's great. And actually, in the yellow matchups, +1 cost does help a little bit in saving your stuff from a Yamato. And Katakuri, really. Doesn't save it from the Gidatsu, though. Does not save it from Gidatsu. Yeah, I don't really have a great... Okay, yeah, we got Sabo, so I can at least grab 1. Yeah, let's go here. Sabo. Yeah, I don't need 3 2Ks. But now we're protected from any KO stuff from life. Swing 6 and 6. Get 2 2Ks. That's great as well. Hand size a little bit down. People might play around the E-show a little bit, you know, but it's kind of hard to keep your hand size under 6, you know. The Croc coming out. Block, and then I can counter the next one. Yeah, sure. So... I can KO the... No. No. I won't have enough. Well, I could use it. No. Alright. If I was on 10 Dawn, I could use the play of playing out this event to buff up Sanji so that Robin would work and then play out Brook, but that is 10 Dawn and I'm at 9. So maybe, yeah, still going second probably feels the best. So let's see, what do I have in trash? A Brook. Is that enough? That would take a lot of resources though. So I could Suru -2. So it's a 3, 2, 1. No. Okay. I still might just play out Robin. Maybe use this to draw. Having Brook on the board though, next turn I could probably KO 2 things. Maybe. No. Maybe having these 2 on the board, I could KO 2 things. So let's swing 6 into Gidatsu. Sorry for taking too long to think. My brain doesn't work too much with all this thinking. So Croc ability from the 8. Maybe not even swinging would have been. Oh, but he lets it go. Okay, so maybe his hand is bricked up. So yeah, we're just setting this up for our next turn. No target. Because next turn, I can play out 10-drop Kuzan, swing, give -5 again, and then just KO with Brook. As long as these 2 pieces are removed. Hopefully, he'll be looking to this side of the board more. Plays out the Kikinojo. That's great. I am at 3 life now, sadly. I don't really mind letting this go because it is something I can get back with Rebecca. See, I'm not going to KO the Kikinojo. Hopefully, he plays out maybe... Okay, another Kikinojo. All right. Let's see. Do I want to KO the Kikinojo? No. This, in case it becomes a blocker. All right, so we'll swing 7. Boom. So now I can kill him with Brook. Unfortunately, he still gets to use the ability. Okay. All right. Boom, KO. And then we'll swing 5 of life. Keep the swings a little bit low in case you use the common land to make the Kikinojo take the swing, you know, forcing me to heal. That's why, yeah, I don't really care. We can get it back from Rebecca. See, I think the 6 cost of Brook would be good for some of these cards, you know, the on KO effects. Yamato to KO the Sabo. I'm going to 2K because I don't need it. I've got my play for next turn to get rid of that Yamato. So I actually don't even need to use the Ice Age. I'm going to swing 7. And that's already a 0 cost. So now I can be a 6K leader. Use this, get back Brook, play out Brook, KO Yamato. Still have 5 Don left. Maybe just use this to draw. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Buff up the... I should have buffed up Brook. So he couldn't be KO'd with Yamato. Actually, he can't. Still. So let's swing big. We might actually be able to go for game there. We have a 10k body, which now can attack. So actually, that's fine. That's fine with me. He can stay on the board and just be used for his minusing effect. We can Isho next turn, possibly, but probably should just go for game at that point, depending on what he does. Yeah, Robin being on the board earlier rather than later really helps. You know, the on play of minusing isn't as good as the when attacking, right? It's a little bit trickier, I think, to get the on play to really be effective. Like, you have to have the Brook on board, and then you have to have something else that you can buff up to an 8 cost. So you have to have the Sanji and then the event. A little bit trickier, but the when attacking, by the time you get her on the board, is just a lot more value, you know? It's just a beefier Kuzan that we just don't get the draw from. So yeah, 10 Don. He could Yamato kill nothing, right? Yeah, because Brook is a 5 cost. So just the Croc. Right. I'll 2k counter. Sabo. I could and then block. So what do I do here that guarantees the win? Okay, all right, never mind. I was thinking if he had the 1 cost event, I think he used it earlier as a trigger, yeah, to draw 2 cards. He had the Don up for this to make one of these guys the target of any attack, right? And then that heals him. So I was thinking maybe the Isho would have been good just to rip 2 cards out of hand. Yeah, overall, I think this deck is really fun. It's an interesting way to play and something that definitely makes people think a little bit more, especially in any kind of Black Mirror match. You know, any kind of cost reduction is going to be offset a little bit by our stage and leader ability buffing everything by 2 at least. And then the event coming into play too. There's a lot to think about, especially with, you know, so much Lucci still, even after the stage ban, probably going to be running around. So something definitely I think that you could take to locals and have fun with. But let me know what you think about the deck list down in the comments. Anything would change. Definitely, like I said in the beginning, some pieces that I would take out for more Isho, maybe the 4-drop Kuzan instead of the Borsellino blocker. But let me know what you would change in the comments, and make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you all in our next video. Bye bye.